The video game business is never in a stable, definite state. Things change fast in this industry, which just 10 years ago introduced the concept of HD gaming and popularized the idea of online multiplayer in the living room. But the one thing that stayed true for years now is the console generation cycle.
Traditionally, a console is launched and then that's it until the next generation. But with the recent release of the PS4 Pro and the upcoming Project Scorpio, traditional console generations as we know them might soon be consigned to history. Thomas Mahler, creator of Ori and the Blind Forest, posted on NeoGAF recently his impressions of the Xbox One Scorpio. In the post, Mahler says the console isn't just a half-arsed upgrade, which the PS4 Pro kind of is, but it's more like a full-blown next-gen machine that just happens to be compatible with your current library. Half-arsed.
Yeah.
Ouch. Is Ori and the Blind Forest an Xbox exclusive title?
I don't know, actually. That's
because if it is, you can see why he's saying this, because it's like he's shitting on his competition, isn't he?
Mahler isn't the only one singing to this tune. Frank O'Connor, the head of 343 Industries and the guy in charge of the Halo series, also recently gave his impressions of the Scorpio, saying it was in fact beefier than I expected. But all this ties into Microsoft's earlier statements that the Scorpio will put an end to the traditional idea of console generations, comparing it to a PC where all games are playable regardless of your hardware, as tweeted by Phil Spencer. The idea of ending console generations began when rumours first started to circulate about the PS4 Pro, back when it was still known as Project Neo. Commenters started to suggest that consoles were heading towards a mobile-style system where a newer model is regularly released. With the PS4 Pro and rumours about the power of the Scorpio, this could well turn out to be true.
An interesting thought for me is you consider the technology that goes into mobile phones and how much every single year they bring out a new iteration of their phone. Imagine if consoles went down that route where you could take your libraries with you every time you upgrade, but upgrades come a lot more regularly. I can kind of see that happening.
It would change the way the games are developed, because currently they can just develop for that one system, that one spec, and then that's all they've got to worry about. Whereas developing for PC, there's so many different configurations, like graphics cards, CPUs, all these different combinations of components that they have to think about. Whereas on console, it's just one set of specs, and then you just make the perfect game, optimize it for that machine.
One of the complaints about that might be, screw paying $350 every single year for an upgraded machine. If you do upgrade your phone every couple of years, you might be paying $500 over the course of 2 years in contract form. So I don't know, it's comparable. Like if they make it easier to finance, I guess that might be a way to do it. If these console companies think of a way how you can afford it over the course of 2 years, the upgrades.
If they're pushing things towards subscription models as well, aren't they, with like PlayStation Now and obviously PlayStation Plus, Xbox Live. It could go down that way. It could be like you buy this machine and then this, that's it. We'll keep you updated. You could get regular hardware updates. It could be some sort of subscription model.
This is a question to you guys. Would you pay $40 a month in order to get the newest console every 2 years, but also be subscribed to the online service and such like? So after the end of the 2 years, you automatically get the newest version of the console, and you still, it's that kind of balance, is it?
It's an interesting thought, because we're not familiar with that, because that sounds like, hang on a minute, is that going to make, is that worth my money? Is that, just because it sounds a little bit alien, it could be a great, idea.
You should also consider the fact that PC gaming keeps increasing in popularity every single year. According to a report by John Petty Research shared by PC Gamer, PC hardware sales crossed $30 billion for the first time ever in 2016. The report also theorized that PC hardware wouldn't hit this figure until 2018 at the earliest. So this suggests that PC gaming is growing faster than anyone ever expected it to. One of the main selling points for the PC is that when technology advances, you can just upgrade your PC as you go along. And the problem with the console generation thing is that you might wait 6 years to get an upgrade in your console. So if the console generation thing is scrapped, then this will make it easier for upcoming technology on consoles to stay in touch with the PCs. Like things with VR, for instance. That's the reason they brought out the PS4 Pro and the Xbox Scorpio and 4K and stuff like that. There's all these advertising slogans that they can throw at you. That's why these things things have happened is because the consoles can't keep up.
Yeah, I mean, with PC, you have been capable of gaming in 4K for at least a couple of years, to my mind. It's kind of understandable for people who just game on PC, if they don't have a console. It's easy to get wound up because a lot of these games that, you know, the multi-platform games, the feeling is often that they get hampered and they get held back and they're not as graphically advanced as they could be on PC because they have been optimized for PlayStation. Some features just aren't there because it would be impossible to do them on consoles. So that's where you get this kind of feeling from the PC community of frustration because they're held back by the console. So to have this kind of iterative annual upgrade system for you know, like we were talking about earlier with the mobile devices, it could take the shackles off gaming in a big way, and if hardware was allowed to advance at a faster rate.
Of course, the benefits of a console are that you can play them readily with your friends more than you can with a PC, and also the barrier for entry isn't, you know, you just plug it in, stick your disc in, and you're good. Whereas in a PC, you've got to download the Steam software or wherever you're getting your software from these days. You know, it's a harder barrier, the higher barrier for entry on PC. Yeah. So, you know, convenience versus tech and also price as well. So, there's always a balance.
Yeah, it's exactly it. It's convenience and value for money and just plug and play. I mean, it just works. But the thing is that is kind of decreasing these days with things like patches and updates and games having to install on the flipping system before you can even play them, things like that. That's where the kind of merging is happening, where the consoles are becoming more like PCs. Yeah. So the big final step for me would just be this evolutionary kind of a new console every year, you know, just a regular update to the actual hardware so that it was kept up to date.
A lot of people say that we're biased. We're either PS4 Sony ponies, or we're PC Master Race. Yeah. Okay, we're probably more PC Master Race than Sony ponies, let's be honest. But we don't discredit consoles. We realise they're there for a reason, and we realise that they serve a purpose for a lot of people. I mean, we play consoles.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that we're biased in any way. I just want to throw it out there that, you know, we're defending consoles here. Like, although we are signed up members of the PC Master Race, and you know, we attend meetings in
don't tell them about
in secret every few months or so.
And there's one big gaming name that we haven't mentioned yet, and that is Nintendo, who, with the Nintendo Switch, are looking to completely flip the idea of a console on its head. Nintendo is seeking to blur the line between living room console and a handheld device, instead going for the hybrid design and offering the possibility of console-quality games on the go. Something like that just offers more freedom to us as consumers, and freedom is something that consumers have been asking for a while now. Games on the PS4 Pro offer players the choice between higher fidelity graphics or just better performance. For example, Rise of the Tomb Raider on PS4 Pro offers players the choice between upscaled 4K, 1080p at 60 FPS or 1080p at 30 FPS, but with all the graphical bells and whistles switched on. There's also the upcoming Neo on PlayStation, which lets players choose between 1080p 60 FPS or native 4K at 30 FPS.
Console games are traditionally a locked experience. What you get is what you get. And for so many people, that's just part of the appeal. It's just plug and play. But with that said, it would be awesome to see consoles offering more choice as time goes on. It just sounds like a good deal for everyone. If you want a smooth performance, then you can go for that. Or if you prefer better graphics, then you can opt for that too.
But with this shift to more customizability, the possibility of annual releases and a more mobile-like system, are consoles becoming closer to just being living room PCs? So maybe the idea of a traditional console generation where a new system swings around every 5 years is on the way out. But is this a good thing? Do you think this is a good idea? Do you think this is a good move for the industry to take? Would you prefer things to stay as they are, or do you like the idea of getting new console hardware every year, every 2 years or so? Let us know down in the comments what your thoughts are on this. Remember to check out more of our content right here. Do leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. We'll see you next time.